as if they couldn't get any smaller. Yes, today we're having a look at a little mini Z. There you go. What do you reckon to that?
It's mini. I'm surprised how small that is.
Yeah, this is the first time. Well, this is the first time we've kind of
seen one.
Yeah, seen one, used one, had one on the course. We actually borrowed this one because none of us are going to buy one of these. Yeah. But we wanted to see how good it is out the box. This is completely stock. There is nothing done to it whatsoever. So, oh yeah, you can't just pull it.
It's not one of those.
Yeah, underneath you have like these 4 little pressurized little screws that you then have to kind of push both sides, and that lifts the front, and then push both sides, and that lifts the back. But it doesn't always lift the front, and then well, you just end up ripping it off.
Yeah. I find it bad enough using these. Yeah.
So it's running a Jeep body. I assume that's kind of the Gladiator. It looks kind of Gladiator-ish. So I'm going to say it's the Gladiator. Comment below if I'm wrong. And sure. This runs 4 AAA batteries. It's very small. It's, I mean, it has got adjustable metal links. The bottom links have got a bit of adjustment in them. They're threaded rods. But the upper links, oh no, it does seem to have a bit of adjustment by the looks of it. They're kind of a formed plastic with a kind of ball joint on the end of it. This one has to actually have a lump out of that side to compensate for the gearbox.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure how far this will go around the course.
It probably will go along the bottom.
Maybe. I mean, it has tiny little towing eyes on it as well,
and they all move.
They work. Yeah.
You know, I've got to give it a little bit of credit.
It's got some nice detail
on there.
But it's no good having detail if it doesn't go anywhere. I want to say the alignment seems a little out, but I don't think it is. No, the shocks travel quite true. All right, well, look, let's talk and let's more play. I don't want to really put this back on. It takes me ages to get them off. Right, let's throw it around the course. So these are 1/24th, but they are very small compared to what we're used to. The FCX24s and the FCX24s and the FCX24Ms. G-Dog's at the helm, so who knows what's going to happen. Now we are doing some track maintenance, so a section is off limits today. Uh-oh.
I've started, so I've got to finish.
Looks like we've, yeah. So, I guess the kind of last few months we've noticed small drips appearing underneath the table. Last week when we were up here we had the waterfall going. It wasn't small drips. We had quite large puddles. So we tried to do a bit of investigation. Now obviously the track is, you know, well over a year old now, and we've noticed that where we've been standing on it, there's been some areas that have actually blown through. So this was obviously all wrapped for the river, but what we think that's happening is actually the water's kind of ingressing through here, down in here, and along this back edge. So what we're going to do is clear out all the riverbed. We've already redone this edge, and we're just going to kind of redo all this edge here and just double down on this whole section, because up until kind of, I don't know, a few months when we got this working super good, we had no issues. Now this thing is pumping and we've raised all the riverbeds up. Now we've created a bigger problem. So yeah, we've got more water, but more water means bigger problems.
Yeah.
See if I got the pinch. I mean, the pinch isn't, there's no rocks essentially. It's just a hard grind to the top.
If that makes it, I'm going to be wet.
Oh, well, it may make it if you can drive it right. It just flew up the pinch. G-Dog's doing G-Dog. lead boot style. Oh, well, I have to say, it's well balanced. I mean, it didn't tip over underneath the new watchtower, positioned on the pinch. Wow.
Okay.
All right. Well, it handled the pinch all right, and it didn't roll over. And actually, you managed to get it up to quite a good incline, and it didn't roll over.
I'm surprised.
All right. Well, let's go take it over to the sand and see how it works over there. G-Dog's obviously switched on today because he's just pointed out that the batteries are actually located right on the front, which is probably why it keeps its nose to the ground, unlike your D90.
No,
No,
it don't want to go.
Don't
down
want to do that one.
I think it's a bit too much for the little tiny thing. I really kind of throttle it to get it to
Yeah,
go.
it's a bit like the FCX 24Ms. You kind of got to use that power to kind of get up. It's there we are saying it doesn't roll over, but the moment you start putting on and this is quite heavy terrain for a little rig like this. We're going to have to bounce back and kind of throw it up there. Oh. Oh, he's down.
I mean, you got to. It's tiny compared to.
Oh yeah, I mean it's running small wheels as well. I wonder what the wheel size compares to the new FCX 24Ms. So when you're comparing them to kind of the FCX 24Ms, which do come with the smaller tyres, they are still even smaller than the FCX 24Ms. And if this is 1/24th, and that's a Gladiator, and that's a D90, well, someone's got their scales wrong. But that's what we've got to work with. We have got a FTX over there as well. Let's see what that's like. So this, if anyone can identify this, this is a Team Associate. It actually got a Team Associate ESC in it, an RX. I haven't actually, to be fair, I haven't put any time in it, so to have a look to see what this is. But I didn't recognise it. I imagine it's probably a clone of a clone, but the wheel size is very, very close. This has got quite soft suspension as well compared to that. So, you know, its wheel size, it is small, but there are definitely other rigs out there with the similar size tyres.
Beached on that rock, just too far.
It's a tight gap. You need a lot of...
I'm off the ground there.
You're going to come in at that angle.
Oh! I'll try and go up and over, but I know I won't make it.
You need to hook your wheel. So that bids the question, is this a micro crawler or a mini crawler?
Yes.
That doesn't answer the question, G-Dog.
No, it doesn't.
You gotta make a decision. Let's put it out there because we're gonna get a lot of comments about this.
Well,
is that a micro or a mini? Because this is a constant debate we have all the time.
I know. I think this is more a mini, not a micro. Micro should be slightly smaller.
You reckon micro's smaller?
Yeah. I don't know. You said if this is a mini.
If that's a mini, then so are the STX24s, which are classed as a mini, but then people call them micro crawlers. So what is a mini crawler?
I'm confused.
That's it. I got G-Dog's thinking. That's a dangerous technique, isn't it? Like he's just
mini.
Yeah.
Mini.
Yeah.
Which is almost identical.
Yeah, it is.
Mini.
But that's this is what I mean. Like the body on that is tiny. That's a Gladiator, right?
Yeah.
Well, the body that goes on that one there is this one.
Is a truck.
Is this big old orange Satsuma thing. And it's a lot smaller. And that's a Gladiator, right?
I mean, where'd you go?
D110, but like, this is where the scales thing is just all over the show. Okay, so, overall it's not too bad. It's quite wobbly, but it kind of works. I wonder how much this weighs, G-Dog. Do you want to go and put it on, get the scales? We'll see how much it weighs. It's relatively balanced. It does fall over a lot, but then the axle width is really skinny. And that doesn't help when you've got a lot of top weight. G-Dog wants it.
It's very much the same as my little red one.
It is, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty skinny.
Yeah, it is, yeah. What do we got?
290 grams.
290?
But then you are running 4 AAA batteries, which do weigh quite a bit.
Wow. Do they? He opens his mouth and I have to question it because he says it and I'm like, but you can't just say something without testing it. He's got to get some AA batteries. So we're going to measure the weight of some AAA batteries and the FCX24M battery. Scores on the doors for a standard FCX24M battery.
Well, we're going at 16 grams. And that
16
is
grams. That's one of these, yeah?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've all got these. So these are 16 grams. Okay.
I think these are going to weigh more. And gives that little tiny truck an advantage, a great advantage. 42 grams.
42 grams.
So that on the front of this is why it's
quite stable.
Yeah.
So this is exactly the same truck. And this is sold as a 1/24th. Comparing it to the Mini Z, there's a fair bit of difference. I mean, it is taller, wider, bigger. I mean, it's dinky compared to that. So, is it a 1/28th? Is that what it's advertised as? I don't know. But it's definitely small. Well, these do push kind of 250, 200 and odd pounds. So they're definitely the higher end of the market. And I have to say, as G-Dog was just pointing out, he's not a big fan of the handset. It doesn't go up there. I've already tried. It's, when you get like the SCX24 one, just looks a lot better. I mean, you got
cheap, isn't it? Looks cheap.
These are all fake buttons. Yeah,
Let's have a look at that for a second. Because that would be cheap too, unless you've got rechargeable. Oh.
I'll give you some sense of scale. No, there's no lights.
The lights don't work for that one either.
No, there's actually no lights in it.
Wow. Okay. There's no 2-speed box, is there?
No, it's 1 speed. That is slow crawl.
That's it. Or it stops. That's as far as I can go with it.
And then the moment you get an incline, it stops.
Yeah. And then down and it's same trigger pressure. That's about as slowest you can go.
What, your air?
Yeah.
It's alright, it'll be off soon. You'll have none left soon. You won't have to worry about it. Every time you look on a track, you always find something, as a wheel nut. So there you go. A micro or mini?
Not sure.
Not sure. It's a quick little thing, but it doesn't have much of a slower crawl. And if you've got it in slow crawl, it doesn't like going up things slow. I kind of found myself just full bore in it all the time. Which looks great.
Great along the front.
I mean, just throwing it around is super cool. And, you know, it does look good and it's tidy. But this is definitely like a little desktop runner.
Yeah.
You know, maybe crawling over some CD-ROMs.
Yeah, maybe a laptop. A laptop.
CD-ROMs, VHSs, CDs.
Perhaps if there's a pile in the corner.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Right over.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's what I was saying about the wheelbase being off. If I look at this, you see how, on this side, the wheels are actually scuffing the actual rear of the arch. They don't sit true in the arch. And the same on the front. So there we go. But it's a great little thing. I reckon you probably get about 25 minutes flat out driving with it on this type of terrain. Heavy.
With the batteries, yeah.
With the triple
I can imagine that would be quite expensive in batteries if you had to buy triple A's.
You know, it's functional. Everything's nice and handy. You know, on-off switch is just at the back. I think it should have some lights at least. For that type of money you pay for these things, it'd be good to have some lights. They've got the plug for it. They just got no LEDs in it. And
do something with this as well. I mean, that is... I'd want something a bit better than that.
It's definitely not... I don't know what that port is in the back. It's got a port in the back. Or is that just a screw hole? It might just be... No, it's definitely got a port in the back. Right. Maybe it's like a charging point for you if you put rechargeables in. You know, it's got channel 4 on the trim. So, you know, it's got a 4-channel in there. You'd be able to put something on it, maybe
so
a
you've got to buy the lights to put on extra.
Maybe.
Basically.
Unless it had lights and we didn't get the lights when we were giving it a test drive.
Possibly.
But let us know. Do you know what? I don't hate it.
I kind of get what you're saying there.
I don't dislike it at all.
I'm used to driving my red one, and that's very much like driving my little red one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that really bug me as a person. Like, if you look at the front bumper, it's exactly the same as the rear. They just turned it upside down. And it's a little lazy.
Cheap.
It is cheap, but it doesn't follow the flow of the bodies. It looks like it's got like, you know, when a lorry turns up and it's got to offload all its stuff, you know, it's got these little feet that come up and down. That's what that looks. But that's actually the front bumper flipped upside down with a wheel thing on it. That's lazy. For the money you're paying for this, that's really lazy.
Yeah.
So it's the little things that, you know, you can forgive manufacturers when you're spending maybe £100 or £150, but when you're creeping up into the realms of 250, you kind of want them to pay a little bit more detail to a few things. I actually think it's a little off kilt as well by the looks of it.
Yeah, but that could be because it's fallen off the track a few times.
No, I don't think that's that doesn't do that. It's actually just on the body mount, I think.
Okay. Overall, it's not a bad little truck.
Yeah, it's all right. It's you know, it's a mini Z. you're paying for the brand, you're paying for the Kyosho staple diet, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
I wouldn't waste my money on one. That's my honest truth. I wouldn't buy one.
No, I think.
Luckily, we didn't. And we were giving it to test on our course. It does the little bits. It went up the pinch, all right?
It went up the pinch really well.
Kind of went around some of the easier areas, which we expected. It's running really small wheels. It's very narrow wheelbase and it's short. But there you go. Mini Zeds. Not in my favour, really. But
is it one of those you like them or hate them?
I think... I don't know.
Let us know.
Like, I think if I was going to have a Shelf Queen and it was all detailed up and it looked really super cool and you were never going to use it, then maybe. But then what's the boom point of that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're new to the show, then welcome to Reactive Terrain. Make sure before you leave the show, tip your waitresses and smash that subscribe button.
Hit that like button.
And the notification bell. And I'll see you next time.